I'm extremely happy to introduce our next speaker. She is a Rhode Island native with a passion for the trades, a passion for the union, and a passion for sisters. She has been an ally since she was governor of my great state and continues to work alongside the building trades in her new role in government. Her commitment and dedication to the trades is unmatched. If put your money where your mouth is was a person, you'd see a picture of her smiling face in the picture. From creating pathways to middle class through her Rhode Island Real Jobs initiative, to creating opportunities for better life not only in Rhode Island, but across our great nation. It is my honor and extreme pleasure to introduce my friend, our friend, a sister, my former governor of Rhode Island, an honorary sister of the trades, the United States Secretary of Commerce, Gina Raimondo. Woo!
He's a good one right there. Give it up for Marty Walsh, the Labor Secretary. Hello, ladies. Hello, hello. How are you? Are you fired up? Thank you, Venezia. Where'd she go? Thank you, Venezia, for that introduction. Venezia is a friend of mine, and she's the reason I'm here, and let me tell you why. I was governor for 6 years of Rhode Island, first woman to ever be the governor of Rhode Island, first mother to be the governor of Rhode Island. And I would go to all the building trades events, and there was always this woman there at every event. And somehow she made her way to me through my security detail, the whole thing. She came right up to me every time, giving me flyers about women in the trades. Don't forget about women in the trades. Finally, I said, "Who are you? What's your name?" And she introduced herself to me and all the amazing work she did. And she said, "Don't forget about us." And I promised her I wouldn't, and that's why I'm here today. So give it up for Venezia. I do have to give a shout out to all my friends in Rhode Island, the building trades in Rhode Island. I love you guys. When I was the governor, they called me the building trades governor. And now I'm the Secretary of Commerce, and I hope you'll come to know me as the building trades secretary, because I love the trades. But here's the thing, I've done so many building trades events, and I always look out and I see an ocean of men. And today I see a beautiful sea of women, and I love the look of it. And here's the thing, guys. Every woman here in the trades has a stick-to-itness in your spirit. Hold on to that stick-to-itness, because that's what got you here. That's what inspires me. 2 weeks ago, I went to the Chicago Women in Trades, which is why I have this bandana. Chicago Women in Trades, I brought my bandana, and I heard your stories. And let me tell you something, these women are amazing. They're amazing. They were iron workers, plumbers, carpenters, all of them. They were skilled, they took pride in their work, and they do these jobs for the same reason that the men do these jobs. They want stability. They want to better themselves. They want a decent job with health care, with a pension to take care of their families. And all they want to do is work and be treated fairly and have the skills that they need to do their job. And I met a woman named Jazz Allen. Where's Jazz? Is Jazz here? I'm going to tell you about Jazz Allen, because I can't stop thinking about her since I met her. She's inspired me, big time, Jazz. Her story might sound familiar to some of you guys out there. She was a juvenile defendant looking for a second chance. Yeah? She wanted a second chance. She wanted stability. She wanted an opportunity to better her life. And she got that opportunity thanks to Chicago Women in the Trades. Chicago Women in the Trades gave her the skills she needed and the courage to be a successful iron worker. And you know what? She's an amazing iron worker, and she loves her job. She has pride in her job. But let me tell you what else I learned from the women I talked to, the Chicago Women in the Trades, because this stuff will sound familiar to you guys too. They told me about the obstacles that they face. Now, I gotta tell you, ladies, I work, and always have, in a male-dominated world. I was an investor. I sat on a lot of company boards, never with another woman. I was the first governor to be a woman, I told you. Politics is still tough for women. The stories I heard from these women were outrageous. I had to say to myself, are we in the 50s or 60s, not 2020s? They tell me, and by the way, I've heard these stories over the years, but they were outrageous. I hear from third-year apprentices. They say, all I want to do is do my job. I want to install pipe. I want to learn. These women are determined, talented, and capable. But the third-year apprentice says, why is it that the boss puts his arm around the first-year apprentice, who's a man, and says, come here, let me teach you how to do this, and they tell me to push the broom? They tell me to do the material setup. They teach him the skills of the trade. You can't learn the trade pushing the broom all the time. You have to be taught the skills. How many of you have been on a job site where there's just one bathroom, not a women's bathroom and a men's bathroom, just the bathroom? Let me tell you, that doesn't fly in any other workplace, and it shouldn't fly on the construction site either. Come on, you need bathrooms for women in the same place, not further away than the men's bathrooms. It's outrageous. Enough is enough. Porta potties that don't have tops, supervisors looking at their watch every time the women go into the bathroom. Enough is enough. By the way, it takes more time for women in the bathroom. You don't just zip and go. You gotta twist and turn and buckle and switch. Give me a break. Go to the damn bathroom. Nobody looks at their watch when I go to the bathroom, and they shouldn't when you either. Okay, my script just went off, so here we go. I'm just winging it. The blades just went down, so here we go. Gina Unplugged. I also heard stories about women being told, hey, climb up to the top of that, climb up there and get something at the top of the ledge. That violates safety. That violates every safety rule you've been taught. Or how about harnesses and helmets that don't fit women because they're too big? Give me a break. That's not safety. That violates every safety protocol that your unions teach. How many of you are sick and tired of walking up to the game box and having a look at somebody else's dirty pictures? That happen to you? Shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. How many of you have been called Cupcake instead of your name? You got a name. Guy shows up a little hungover. Someone says, hey, let him go sleep it off in the corner. You show up a little late because childcare was a little late. What happens? Maybe you get fired. Maybe you get docked time. And that leads me to another point. One of the reasons that I am so totally focused on getting more women in the trades is because these are good paying jobs. Now let me tell you the good news. I have some really good news. Men and women in the trades make the same. You know what I mean? If you're a third year, yeah, and that's really good, and thank your union for that. So, you know, a first year apprentice plumber or iron worker or operating engineer, they make the same wage. Second year, same wage, men or women. That's awesome, and God bless the union. But men get more hours. Men get more overtime. So it doesn't really add up, does it? You can make $52 an hour, which is fantastic, but if you don't get the hours, you can't take care of your family. I just talked to a woman, she's a single mother, and she's got 5 dependents. She needs the hours and the overtime, and by the way, she wants to work, and she's a great worker. A lot of the reason is because there's no childcare. It's tough, it's really tough. And now, without paid leave policies, moms get stuck making tough decisions. And I'm a working mother myself. My job's not as tough as yours, but I know if your kids, little ones especially, if they even look like they're thinking about getting a fever, the child care center won't take them. And you're out of luck. What do? It is not easy. So here's the deal. The truth is, it's 2022, and it's time to make change. It's time to make change. Because every woman in the trades I know, they just want to work. They're sick of the BS. They're sick of it. They don't want to deal with unsafe conditions, all this baloney, being teased at work. They just want to work. Teach me the trade. Teach me how to do it. Let me work. They're going to show up every time, on time, ready to go. Right? Isn't that all you want? A chance to do your job? And how do I know that? When I was governor, I started a welding program for women. Why did I do that? Because we had a big company, Electric Boat. They made submarines. They needed to hire 500 welders a year. And here's the reality. We weren't going to be able to find enough welders unless we recruited women. We wouldn't meet the need. So we started a welding program. We attracted hundreds of women. And when I heard from Electric Boat, how did they work out? They said some of the best welders we have were women who came out of that program. By the way, that didn't surprise me. My mother, she's amazing, 91, still kicking, she said to me since we were little, if you want something done, ask a busy woman. Right? So it doesn't surprise me. That didn't surprise me. These jobs in the trades pay 2 or 3 times as much as jobs in retail or hospitality. And you're all nodding, because you know, they're good jobs. Here's the deal. Women make up half of the population. They make up less than 10% of the trades workforce. And in some of the really skilled trades, it's about 2%. It's about 2% in some of the trades. That is not right. It is not sustainable. We are never going to meet the need of all the construction workers we need, and it is time to change. And that's why I'm here today. That is why I'm here today. You guys, the union leaders, and I want to thank you all, the union leaders, you've been tilling the soil for a long time, pre-apprenticeship programs, CWIT, you guys, Venezia, all of you, you know all this. I'm not telling you what you don't know. You've been working for a long time to try to make this happen. But right now, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to finally break through. And there's 2 reasons for that. One is because what I said. There's a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and we need to recruit, train, and retain women if we're going to meet the need. But here's the real reason, and it's going to lead me to my announcement. We have an awesome president. His name is Joe Biden. He's all about unions, and he's all about the trades. And he has gotten $1 trillion to invest in infrastructure through the infrastructure bill, the Semiconductor Chips Act, and the Inflation Reduction Act. It's $1 trillion. We're going to create a couple million trades jobs. And we have to use this moment to make sure enough of those jobs go to women. Now, I am responsible for 100 billion of that. 50 billion for infrastructure to lay broadband, make sure every American has internet, and 50 billion for chips, semiconductors. And if we invest that correctly, and I promise you I will, we're going to spur opportunities for women in your industry. And we're going to do it right now. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are saying, yeah, we've heard this all before. I promise you this time is different. I pledge to you, I will tell you, with this 100 billion in the Commerce Department, it will be different. And I'm not alone. I am not alone. Marty Walsh, he's in on this. Secretary Pete Buttigieg, I talked to him the other day, he's in on this. Sean McGarvey's in on this. Liz Shuler's in on this. Your leaders are in on this. Everybody is going to come together to make this happen. And there is no way, ladies, there is no way that I'm investing $100 billion of taxpayer money, and that money is not going to go to tradespeople who look like America, who look like you. I promise you that. So today, I'm here to announce a new initiative called A Million Women in Construction. Right now, there's about 1 million women who work in construction. And I'm pledging to you that investing all this taxpayer money over the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to get another 1 million in construction in these high-paying jobs. This is a new initiative led by the Commerce Department in partnership with the Department of Labor, Department of Transportation, and your unions. Because let me ask you a few questions. Don't you think if contractors and companies are getting taxpayer money, that their trades workforce should be inclusive? Because I do. Don't you think every multi-billion dollar, and I mean these are $10, $20 billion semiconductor manufacturing facilities, should have gold standard PLAs? Because I do. Every one of them. Every one of them. And don't you think part of those PLAs should say that these contractors need to disclose the number of hours women get every month so we can keep them accountable? And don't you think these big manufacturing companies that are big and profitable and getting taxpayer monies should fund pre-apprenticeship programs like Chicago Women in the Trades? Because I think they should. By the way, a lot of these semiconductor facilities, they're huge. I saw one of them in Arizona. It's going to be 2 miles long. Wow is right. Every one of them will create 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 trades jobs. And they'll take a couple years. How about they have on-site childcare? What do you think about that? Because I think they should be encouraged to do that. Shouldn't every facility, every job site that gets taxpayer money have a foreman or a forewoman focused on enforcing anti-harassment and anti-discrimination? I think they should. Basically, what I'm trying to say is these are the kinds of things that we can encourage, sometimes require, sometimes incentivize, because this is American taxpayer money, and it should go to the making sure that these sites have the best trained union workers, men and women, rebuilding America and creating jobs and doing it the way that you know how to do. So ladies, I believe, this is my personal view, the world would be a better place if there were more women in positions of leadership. In everything, in everything. By the way, if you look around the world at a lot of the world leaders, it's kind of hard to argue with me if you look at what's happening. More women on corporate boards, in union leadership, in politics, etc. And it all starts here. It starts here. It starts with that next Jazz, who's a young woman right now returning citizen, looking for a second chance, looking for some skills, looking to better herself and get a decent job. And we all got a role to play. And I'm telling you, I'm standing here in front of you telling you I am all in to do this. I want you to hold me accountable. 1 million more women in construction, more child care, decent wages, decent working conditions. You guys in NAB2, you women here, you've been advocating for this stuff for years, right? We just now have this money. I'm going to put some strings attached to it to make sure you get what you need to do your job. That's what this is about. Everyone's got a role to play. The union has a role to play. You know, I've talked at length with them. How about in every apprenticeship course, there's anti-discrimination training for everyone. Everyone takes it. I think they're up for that. I have a role to play. Contractors have a role to play. And you all have the most important role to play. You just have to keep going. You got to dig deep every single day and stick with it. That's what you got to do. Every day, the child care center closes, the bus shows up late, someone calls you cupcake on the job, someone's harassing you. Stick with it, ladies. Stick with it. You have a spirit of stick-to-itness. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You are strong, you are resilient, and by the way, you're beautiful. So, you stick to it, because this is our moment. And I promise you, we're going to get it done together. Thank you for having me. You inspire me. You inspire me every day, and we're going to get this done.